Okay, so there you have it. A defensive assistant for North Carolina is saying, yeah, we have officially screwed over these kids, and it's a terrible situation. Look at this comment. This is a good one. The only thing that can make this story better is Tom Brady taking over for Belichick and immediately leading the Tar Heels to the playoffs. That would be legendary. Well, that was quick. He had a good run, man. He had a good run. If you have no idea who I'm talking about or what I'm referring to, I'm talking about Mr. Bill Belichick in North Kakalaki. Apparently and allegedly, we're going to talk all about it in this video. This is an ongoing and developing story I am watching and paying attention to closely. His time in North Carolina, it's all but over. I can't help but think about the Aaron Rodgers season. Was that in 2023 or 2024 with the New York Jets? You know that meme that goes around where he runs out with the American flag? The Jets are hyped up. They're like, oh, yeah, we're going to compete for a Super Bowl this year. And I think it was on the very first play. He gets hurt. He's out for the season. That's how this Bill Belichick run feels like at North Carolina. I remember everybody and their mama hyping this up in the offseason. To be fair, if you were watching the channel in the offseason, I know many of you don't, and that's totally fine. I'll remind you, I was telling you, I didn't get it. What's the big deal? Belichick is the definition of washed up. It's over. I never for a split second thought he was going to come in North Carolina, turn that program around, and dominate college football. Absolutely not. Did you see what he did in those last couple of years with the Patriots? It was terrible. And this is really a different conversation for a different day, but I can guarantee you this much. People are going to be talking about it under this video in the comment section. You can attribute Bill Belichick's success to Tom Brady and Tom Brady only. For a while, people were hesitant to do that, but guess what happened? Tom Brady proved it was all Tom Brady because he left the Patriots, and what did he do? He won another Super Bowl like it was nothing, and guess who had the drop-off? Guess who had the fall-off? Belichick. And now with what he's doing at Carolina, it's the definition of going out sad. You really hate to see it, and that's why I'm so glad Nick Saban, he went out on top, and he went out when he did. You hate to see a guy who had a great legacy and a great resume like Belichick go out like Celtic Shaq. Some of you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. You're like, man, this is the first I've even heard of this. Don't worry, I'm going to explain it all. This is what got the ball rolling earlier today. Ollie Canali, I love that username. That's fantastic. I digress. He is the first to report on this. He's a journalist for the NFL and also college football. According to his bio, he's also a recruiting analyst. I'll pop it all up right here. He seems legit from what I've seen. As to when I'm looking at this and reading it, has over 8 million views. This was the first tweet of many. Per sources, Bill Belichick has discussed buyout options with North Carolina's hierarchy. Belichick has signaled a willingness to trigger his own $1 million buyout if he can find a soft landing with another team or in media. That was a very short tweet, but there's a lot to break down. For starters, the fact we're even talking about a buyout, he's not even halfway through his first regular season, it's insane. Crap has hit the fan there. We'll talk more about that in just a second. Number two, it seems like Bill Belichick, he's not even interested in this team anymore. He's negotiating a buyout. He's sitting there going, hey, if we can find me another team, or if I can get in the media, whether that be CBS Sports, ESPN, Fox, it doesn't matter, I'll throw in my own $1 million. But hold on, there's more. This stuff is about to get really juicy, so get your popcorn and snack ready. This is a long thread. Mr. Ollie Canali, I love saying that name, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, continues. Members of Belichick's coaching staff have already spoken to other schools that are expected to be in the college football playoff about taking on roles during the postseason. From one coach, and I quote, "The rats are leaving the ship. Some staffers believe a change will come within 2 weeks." Reports of serious recruiting violations remain under investigation at UNC. Recruiting and practice violations have already been proven by the school, according to multiple sources. Using recruit violations to knock down a coach's buyout have become a standard practice. If Belichick cannot find a landing spot to trigger his own buyout, he's expected to accept a greatly reduced compromise rate. Belichick's communication with his staff in the past 2 weeks has been described as weird and distant by multiple members of UNC's coaching staff. Multiple coaches were unable to get a hold of him during UNC's bye week. From one UNC defensive assistant, and I quote, "What we done to these kids is blanked up." Okay, so there you have it. A defensive assistant for North Carolina is saying, yeah, we have officially screwed over these kids, and it's a terrible situation. Before we go any farther, I do want to speak on that a little bit. I agree. I've been thinking that the past couple weeks, just haven't said anything about it. I haven't made a video. I haven't tweeted about it. I probably should have. We've just been so focused on the Nico, I'ma leave you situation and how bad it's been under Deshaun Foster and UCLA, we've neglected North Carolina. Let me tell you something, partner. I don't feel bad for Belichick. I don't. Not to the slightest. I don't care, dude. You know who I feel bad for? The kids. They're the ones getting screwed over. They're the ones getting their career sabotaged. Belichick don't care. He's already had his fun. And if you want to be honest, Belichick has always struck me as a selfish individual. I'm not going to go into this Tom Brady lore and rant with the Patriots, but I want some of y'all to understand and realize you do understand the main reason Brady, well, not even the only reason. What am I talking about? The main reason? No. The only reason Brady left is because of Belichick. Belichick refused to get Tom Brady wide receivers that weren't insurance salesmen and DoorDash drivers. So he's like, all right, like, I got to go, man. You're not going to get me any help. I'm going to go find my help. And he did. He won a Super Bowl. Good on Tom Brady. I remember everybody's mad that Brady left, but heck, when a coach isn't willing to adapt to the modern times and just get you some help, what are you supposed to do? But this is a crap show, man. It's not even like, oh, Bill Belichick's not interested in coaching the team anymore. In North Carolina, they want to go. No, you're talking about recruiting violations. The coaches, not the coaches, but some of the assistants, they're already talking about joining other teams. Well, what is going on? To go on top of that, the coaching staff can't even get in Holt with Bill Belichick. They don't even know what's going on or what he's doing. Look at this comment. This is a good one. The only thing that can make this story better is Tom Brady taking over for Belichick and immediately leading the Tar Heels to the playoffs. That would be legendary. I remember one person telling me in the offseason, Matt, you got to look out for my Tar Heels, man. They just gave Bill Belichick all this money. They gave him, what was it like? I don't know exact, but there was a huge amount of money when it comes to NIL. We're going to be back, baby. We're going to be able to buy our way to the top. I'm like, no, you're not. This team is not going to be good. The writing was on the wall, and I guess it's easy to say this now, but let me know in the comment section if you felt like or currently feel like the same way. Who would want to play for Belichick? Not me. I would consider myself an outgoing individual. But when I see him coach, I'm sitting there thinking when I'm watching on TV, I'd be not scared, but I don't even want to talk to this guy. He seems unapproachable, always off to himself. And the only person I ever see him interacting with is that girlfriend of his. I'm not going to talk about that. Of course, I don't agree with it. It's weird to me. I'm not going to get into his personal business. Not going to do that. This is a football channel. All I'm going to say is it's legal, so there's that. Shout out to Ollie Canali for that report. As you can see right here, some other media outlets are already talking about how there is a potential exit strategy discussion going on with North Carolina and Belichick. Here's what I want you to think about. If you don't listen to a single other part of this video, listen to this part. It wasn't just Tom Brady. There has been at least, I've seen 50 players say publicly they didn't like Bill Belichick. They didn't like the way he did things. They didn't agree with it. But the most shocking one, right, that we can all agree with is Tom Brady. Because Tom Brady, he's a psychopath himself. He's willing to overlook anything if that means he's going to win football games. Well, if grown men couldn't resonate, relate to, and get inspired by Bill Belichick and want to be around him, why in the world would you think for a split second young college athletes would want to be around him and want to give 110% max effort for this guy? A big part about being a college football head coach is being relatable to your players. You got to relate to them. You got to. You have to get these guys to buy into what you're preaching. If you don't, it's going to be a disaster. And a perfect example is what's going on with North Carolina. If you would have asked me, hey, Matt, do you think Bill Belichick really cares about these players? I don't even have to hesitate. The answer is no. Absolutely not. Y'all know I give Ryan Day a hard time, but he loves those kids. He always has their best interests in mind. Y'all know I give Dabo the dinosaur a hard time, but same thing. He loves those kids. He'll do anything for them. Bill Belichick, I don't feel the same way. I don't think he cares about these kids' best interests, not to the slightest. He cares about his best interests. And guess what? These young men ain't dumb. They know he don't really care about them. He don't really care about this North Carolina football program. Therefore, they don't play hard for him. When you have a coach that doesn't really care about his job, what does that equate to? His players not really caring about him. And when they don't care about him, they don't care about the team. And when they don't care about the team, they don't go out there and try their best. It's really as plain and simple as that. When players don't try their best, you know what happens? Just turn on the Carolina games this year. That's what happens. It's not a hidden secret. The football team is playing like they don't give a crap because they don't give a crap. This whole stint at North Carolina was nothing more, nothing less than a side quest for Belichick, and I don't know why North Carolina thought this was going to be a good idea. But like they say, you reap what you sow. I'll keep you guys updated. I'm sure we'll get an announcement relatively soon, within a couple of weeks. Let me know your thoughts down below. But